Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope you all are doing well. It is me, Victoria Baxter of the Saved and Single Ministry and New Thing Life Coaching. It's Saturday, so therefore it's time for the Sassy Saturday Special. Of course, I like to make sure everyone is up to par or whatever else you want to call it as far as anything that is coming up. I know that we are preparing for the Be Healed webinar that is next Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. You can register at bit.ly/be restored, be restored, all one word, lowercase, whatever. Hour and a half workshop. It's just going to be about healing. It's going to be me giving you the tips, the tools, the strategies, and everything to heal from your past, any past hurts or things like that, because a lot of us are still walking around in a little bit of brokenness during this time, and that's not good. We deserve to be awesome and on fire for God and for everyone else around us. So join me for that. Again, register. It is limited because it is, it is via Zoom through a webinar. As long as you register before it starts, you can watch it on demand, even if you can't tune in at that moment. So I like to make sure that people know that as well. So I hope to have you all tune in for that. We're getting ready for the purity journey. A couple of you have already signed up for that. Yay! I'm so excited. That is going to be just looking at purity, abstinence, and stuff like that. The importance of sex. It's accountability for those who want to take that step to become abstinent, for those who just need a little bit of encouragement as they remain abstinent, remain virgins, being pure in general. You choose what level you want to participate, between ebook, daily, or weekly accountability. I know there's the vial of the vials of the purity anointing oil. It's like a purification and empowerment oil. There's the purity ring, the one that says, I have decided Jesus is enough, or Jesus comes first. And you can get it. I have like the black stainless steel one. I don't know if you can see it, but there's also sterling silver. But yeah, you can learn more about that at bit.ly/the purity journey. Please join in with me and some other great ladies who are going to be doing that. I've been focusing on healing this entire month, as you all can tell, because healing is important. It is very important. And I started off, I think the first Sassy Saturday Special was Lies from the Mother. And then last weekend, what I did was But My Daddy, just talking about daddy issues and how that has affected us as well. And what I want to talk about today actually is pretty much why your past isn't your past. Why your past isn't your past. And I'm not going to keep you long at all. And for those of you who are in the private group, I even went live in the group yesterday to discuss that a little bit. Even looking at Joshua 9, so I talked about it just a little bit. But for those of you, again, you might be tuning in for the first time or whatever else, or even if you didn't catch it. Your past is not your past if you are still living in it. If you are still making decisions today based on the way things used to be or based on things that previously happened to you, you are not living in the present. You are living in the past, and the past is going to affect your future until you decide to do things differently. I've said it before and I've said it again, so I'll say it again. And I know that some of you already know this because some of you are my individual clients as well. But for dating and relationship coaching, and for some of those even as far as singles coaching, I always like to use my H3 approach, where I am looking at household, habits, and heaven. And I call it that because household, we got to go back to your past. What did you see growing up? What did you see in your house? What did you learn? What did mama teach you? What did daddy teach you? What do you know about love, self-respect, self-worth, all of those things? Because a lot of us are still living in that place from the past. A lot of us are still living from that place of from the lies that our moms told us, from the things that our daddy did or didn't do, the things he did or didn't say. And because of that household aspect of it, and because of the past, we have let a lot of those things become our habits. We are doing certain things when it comes to men based off of what we saw, what we learned, what we were taught, and we are letting it shape and define who we are even now. Some of us, again, we didn't get that love. We're still looking for love, and we're still finding ourselves hopping in relationships or even hopping in bed with every man that tells us that they love us. Why? Because we wanted that love from our daddy. It is statistically proven. And if you watch the video, I even had some of the little, the text or whatever on there. But, even the statistics as far as, how it is proven, females that don't have the dad. A lot of times you are promiscuous, you're sexually active. And a lot of times it's because women use sex in order to get love. A lot of men, not all, are driven by sex. So we sometimes can't even tell when it's just sex they want, but we think as long as we have sex, we'll get the love that we really want because we didn't get it from our daddy. And you can't do things that way. Recently I watched, I forgot the name of the movie, the When Love Kills, the Felicia Blakely story. I'm not sure if any of you have ever heard of that, but and it's based on a true story. And I know the movie itself, they used the rapper, what is it, Lil Mama, or whatever. They used her as the actress, and it was hard. It was hard to watch, and I did a lot of crying even while watching it. But looking at how a lot of the decisions that she made with men and with this one particular man, all because he loved her. And lo and behold, she didn't grow up with her daddy in the house. And looking at the relationship that she had with her mother, I don't know if her mom ever even said that she loved her. And a lot of us are living that same story. We are in dangerous situations. We are in vicious cycles when it comes to men dating, sex, and relationships, all because of what we did or did not see when it came to our households. And those have become habits. And we are trying to figure out, why am I still single? Why can't I get it? Why are all men the same? Why does this keep happening to me? Because we're using things from the past and trying to get different results. My brothers, my sisters, it cannot be this way. You have to go a different route if you really want to get a different result. And what is it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting a different result. And with me, I've been honest before. There was a time when I knew that I really didn't want to have sex. I'm one of those people, I don't need sex. Again, now it's been over 2 years, but I can go without having sex and be okay. But I wanted love. I wanted a man. I wanted attention and whatever else. I didn't know what man was going to not wait, or what man was going to wait in order to have sex. So I figured I got to have sex in order to make sure whatever else, all because I wanted love. And I know my parents love me, but my daddy wasn't really there. And my mom, she was busy and she was working, and we did not talk about sex. We didn't talk about love and men or whatever and stuff like that. Would I change anything? Honestly, no. I've learned a lot, and it's what has equipped me to better help other women. And I now know how to handle my daughter and what to teach her and what to show her. And I make sure that my children know I love them, and not just me telling them, but making sure that I'm also showing it, because I never want them to leave my house out here looking for the love that they never got from me. I never ever want that to happen. So what are you still holding on to your past is what I want to know. You got to think deep. And that's what we're also going to be doing with that healed webinar. But you got to think deep, and you got to look to really see, what is it that mama did or didn't do and did or didn't say that has caused you to act out in your relationships and to act a certain way when it comes to men? What is it that your daddy did or didn't? What is the one thing you really wish you got from your mom? And some of you have a hard time with that because you love your mom, you love your dad, you still have a great relationship with them. Or for some of you, maybe one or both parents are deceased, so you don't want it to be where you're bad mouthing or anything like that. It's not about disrespect. It's not about, disrespecting them or anything like that. But we have to face these things. It's just being honest and saying, hey, I had an amazing mom. I had or have an amazing mom. I have or had an amazing dad. I wish my dad had done X, Y, Z. But hey, he did the best he could, and that's that. I wish my mom had talked to me about it, but she did the best she could, and that's that. Or maybe, my mom never really did that with me. Or, no, I never experienced that with my dad. And some of it, we say it so casually, it's like it comes off being so common, but we don't realize how these things are affecting us. And I know I'm kind of giving a little bit of a general whatever, but I always tell women, like, think back to your past relationships. Like I said, go to the last guy that you dated, had sex with, or that you were in a relationship with. Go to the last guy. And then the guy before that, the guy before that. Look to see what patterns that you were maybe walking and living out. Think to see like what you did the same with each and every one of those. Think about how any of those men were the same. Think about why you entertained those men, why you dated them, why you were with them, why you gave them a chance. Think long and hard. And I can almost promise you it is because of something that you learned, something that you were not taught, something that was said to you, something that was not said to you, something that was done to you, or something that was not done to you. So, because of the household and the habits, we're still stuck in those habits and we're still making the same mistakes. And we're still in that vicious cycle of doing the same thing over and over and over again, trying to figure out, when am I going to see something different? When is something different going to happen? Let me be honest with you. I tell y'all all my business anyway. Seafood sex. The guy from my book, Debunking the Fairy Tale of Boaz. You can get your copy at bit.ly/debunking Boaz. But in that book, I talked about a guy where, we had, I want to say like the second time we had sex or whatever, it was because he wanted to bring dinner and wanted to come over, and we'd already had sex once, and I had guilt behind it because he was not my boyfriend. And I said, hey, stop having sex with men. At least get a commitment. Even if you're not waiting for a husband, wait for a commitment and dates and whatever else. So with this guy, and he came over, we'd already had sex. I didn't want to have sex anymore, but well, this guy brought me seafood. I was like, well, seafood costs money, and the fact that you're bringing me seafood and what, like, you must really, really care about me, like. And that was my twisted way of thinking. I can laugh or whatever about it now, but I ended up having sex with him that night because he gave me seafood. So I kept calling him seafood sex. I had sex for seafood. That's how low I put myself. That's how I cheapened myself, by actually having sex for seafood. And I remember with him, and we'd cut things off. That was back in like October 2000. This was 16. Yeah, we cut things off. That was 2006, October 2, or somewhere around there, 2016, if I'm not mistaken. And I realized I was catching feelings. I really, really liked him, and I knew that he liked me too. He still couldn't give me what I wanted as far as more time and whatever else. He was letting work control his life, and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, no, because if you can make time for us to have sex, or even if you are coming over here just to cuddle, or for us to, whatever else, like, no, we can do stuff outside the house. And it's like, I'd already started having sex. So he couldn't figure out why when I took sex off the table. For him, it was rejection. Because like, hey, like, I thought everything was cool. Like, we started off with sex and now you're saying we can't do it anymore. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed having sex with you. And of course, I wasn't going to tell him I'd enjoyed having sex with him too. He was very good at it, whatever else. But I had to realize, you did it again, Victoria. You did it again. Once again, you had sex with someone that didn't commit to you, that never even took you on an actual date. And for me, that is what ultimately kind of pushed me into realizing sex got to come off the table altogether, because I had no self-control. And I knew that I was praying for a husband and wanting to get married and saying, God, help me to, become I want to be a great wife and all this other good stuff. But I was not carrying myself in such a way. I was doing things that was completely going against everything that I was saying I wanted. I was going against everything that I said that I wanted it, and my actions were not lining up with my prayers and my thoughts and my desires. A lot of you tuned in when I did the coaching call, last week, I think it was, about why you keep attracting the same men. And I even gave 4 steps on how to attract different men. But you got to know what you want, and you got to act like that's what you really want. We're carrying ourselves a certain way, but we're wanting one thing, but we're not acting like it. We're allowing these men to do whatever. And with me, again, I wanted love and a little bit of attention and whatever else. And he was providing a little bit of that. And that's why I would find myself having sex with him and having sex with other men. And I had to realize your habits are not getting you to where you want to be. I said my H3 approach, the last one is heaven. And I say heaven, we should always be heavenly, heavenward bound. So I like to look at scriptures and what the Bible says about certain things to make sure that I'm also helping people with the goals that they want to reach, seeing as how I'm a Christian coach. So for me, it's like, okay, because of my household, I'm finding myself in bad habits, and they're also going against scripture. They're going against what I want. They're going against everything that the God that I serve and that I say that I believe in and trust, and that I'm going to him for certain things. It's going against the life that he wants me to live. So for me, that was that thing to let me know, hey, you're going to keep encountering the same men. You're going to keep not getting anything. except for maybe good sex if you get lucky, and sometimes it's not even that great. It's those same things that are going to keep on happening. You're going to keep having yourself connected to these men and in bed with these men, or chasing after men that don't not really giving you what you want, but you're staying there because of household and habits. So a lot of us are not present. A lot of us are still living in the past. Your past isn't your past because you're taking all the things from the past and you're still walking in it today. You're still making decisions from the past. You're still making decisions from your household. You're making decisions from a place of brokenness. You're making decisions from a place of violation. You're making decisions from a place of betrayal. You're making decisions from a place of low self-esteem. You're making decisions based off no self-worth. You're making decisions based on, but my daddy. You're making decisions based on lies from the mother. We've got to do things differently if we really want the different results that we say we want. So I just want you to think and go deep. You might never use me for any of my services, but I would challenge you to please just reflect. Self-reflection and self-evaluation can provide more insight that you could ever imagine. If you would take that time to just think and just look back, just go down the line. Why did I deal with that guy? What did I see in him? Why did I allow that behavior? Why did I allow him to treat me the way that he did? Why didn't I demand that guy treat me the way I want to be treated? What is wrong with me that allowed that? Where did I get that from? What did mama not do? What did daddy not think? That's all I want you to do. Just think. Because you can't get to there until you go back there. That's what I tell people sometimes. I have an online church, and when I started it, I think I did a series called Go. And a lot of us, we want to shoot to the future. We want to plan and write the vision and make it plain. And we got all these things and we're speaking things into existence and we want to see happen. But I was like, sometimes you got to go back. Sometimes you got to go back there before you can go there. Before you can even go here. Before you can even be present here. You got to go back there. You got to go the other way. Go back to your past. What lies from your past? What is affecting you even now? So take a trip down memory lane. I think I'd even put that like in one of the chapters of the book. Walk with me, talk with me. Sometimes our past holds so many answers. So take the time to find out what your past is dictating about your present and what it's blocking from your future. Okay? All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, of course, to learn more about me and the ministry and to see what courses are available, to subscribe to SAS, to sign up for anything, www.thejalministry.com and click on Saved and Single. Do me a favor, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, subscribe on YouTube and please drop a comment, send a like, do a share, whatever else the case might be. Of course, for coaching, always available for individual. Visit newthinglifecoaching.com to see what services I offer for life, singles, dating, and relationships. Consultation call, bit.ly/try me girl. I say try me girl because I stand by what I offer and I know that I can help. I know that there's some type of insight that I can help you with. And again, of course, for single Christian women wanting to be married, wanting to know, why do I keep making these decisions? What am I doing wrong? Whatever else, I can help you. I know that I can. I stand by what it is that I say and what I do and my approaches and all that other good stuff. So I got you. So I told y'all that I like answering the questions as far as if people send anything. And one of the questions, which I don't think this is the same person who had posted something inside the group. I told you I did the webinar on attracting the same man. And very long email, not going to name any names, but what she was pretty much wanting to know, attracting the same man, that seems to be the problem for a lot of people. But what about if you are not being approached at all? That is my problem, and wanting to know, I guess, if I was going to eventually do a coaching as far as that's concerned. But what if I'm not attracting anyone? What if there's like nobody approaching me and whatever else? Some people might have, and again, I know that some people in the group, had this concern as well. But here's what I always say. First of all, I try to get people to understand I love doing stuff like this to just kind of put general stuff out there. If I do not know your individual situation, if I have not actually sat and done a video conference or a phone coaching session, I don't know exactly what it is that you may or may not be doing. But what I will say to the woman who asked that, somebody else that put it in the group, and a couple of people who kind of, I guess, have the same problem where they're not being approached at all. Are you even approachable? What energy, first of all, are you leaving your house? Because I was one of those people that was not leaving my house. That's why I did online dating for a while. Are you even leaving your house, first of all, to meet people? Where do you go? Like, do you just go to work and then home? Do you work? Do you work from home? Do you have a home? And I'm not saying I'm saying it's hard for me to answer questions like that are general. I know a lot of times people do things like that to try to, get a little bit of information without having to do like any actual coaching or paying for certain. And I don't mind people asking me questions, so I'm not saying that, but stuff like this, it's hard for me to answer because I don't know. But again, if you're not being approached at all, if no man is trying to talk to you at all, like nobody is asking for your number, striking up a conversation or flirting, I need to know, are you leaving your house? What do you look like when you leave your house? How are you dressed? Are you dressed nicely where a man would want to approach? And I'm not saying you have to be designer down, nothing like that. I'm not saying a full face of makeup. But do you care about your appearance? I told you before, I didn't. I didn't really care about being approached either. I'm just one of those people, as long as I know that I'm clean, as long as I brush my teeth, and again, I loved having my hair in the ponytail. I got to get used to the whole short. I think I'm gonna go shorter because even this is now too much for me to take care of. Because now I can't even put it in a ponytail. It's like I have to do some type of bumpage or whatever else. I didn't care about my appearance. I didn't care if my toes were done, like none of that. Now I'm better. Don't worry. Don't send me hate mail. What do you dress like? Do you look like you want to be approached? Are you even going places that men would be at, where decent men would be at? The kind of man that you want. Think about the kind of man that you want, which I'm nervous about saying that sometimes because sometimes people they're not the greatest with picking, as far as the kind of man they want. When I talk about PSP, preferences, standard, and potential, what type of man do you want? Where would he be? Where would you meet a guy like that at? Are you meeting all the men in the church? Like, are you in the club? Like, where are you meeting these men? But if you're not being approached, how are you dressed? Do you look approachable? Like, do you even smile at all? Do you have the stink face? Like, you don't even want to be bothered? Are you going places where only females are at? And some people might disagree with it. Have you tried online dating? Have you thought about, just trying it out if you are in a place where you can handle that? But there are so many different factors to take into consideration. So for you, ma'am, and for anyone else who has that concern, and it's like, I don't have anybody approaching me. A lot of the women, they're saying they're attracting the same kind. I don't have anybody approach. No one is trying to talk to me. No one is asking for my number. Do you leave your house? What do you look like when you leave your house? What is your smile like? Do you have any type of personality? Are you showing that you are approachable? You have some people, they just look stink. And I mean like stink attitude, like they just look like they don't even want to be bothered. So nobody is going to approach you or want to bother you if that's how you're looking. So you just got to keep things like that in mind. Sorry if I didn't help you out enough. Let's do a consultation call or book a session. You don't have to just book a session. You can do that on newthinglifecoaching.com. We can just do one session. You can have an hour and a half. Let me ask you some questions and help you out and send you on your way to get you the results that you actually want. All right. But that's what I have for that. So again, connect with me, newthinglifecoaching.com. It's also on Facebook and Instagram. Also, the Saved and Single Ministry. You can look on Facebook, Saved and Single -Sass. Saved and Single is on YouTube as well. Just stay connected. I love you all. God bless you all. I pray that you have a fantastic Saturday. For those of you who, and this is kind of off subject, if you are struggling with something, if you find yourself at a place right now where it's like nothing is really going right, you've been praying and you've been begging and pleading and trusting God for a miracle, for a breakthrough, and it seems like all hell is breaking loose and the devil is just going psycho in any way that he can in your household, with your kids, your health, whatever. I got a message for you. Tune in tomorrow to Reach Online Church. You can find that on Facebook and YouTube, Reach Online Church. And God gave me a message as he always does. He has me ministering to people in the midst of my own trials, in the midst of my own pain, in the midst of my own tribulations. And I have a message for anyone who might be in that place right now where it's like something's not working. And I know this has nothing to do with saved and single, but there are some people that are going to need to hear that message. So yeah, Reach Online Church, Facebook and YouTube, and tune in to hear that. I do that at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sunday tomorrow. But God bless you all. You all have a great day. Bye bye.